Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you like this video, comment down below, and click that notification bell so you can be notified anytime I drop a new video. So as you can tell by this title, I'm doing a story time of a time I was in a toxic relationship. So I will be sipping on some wine. I got my favorite wine, sit at home, pink Moscato. This is a really good wine. It's sweet. If you like sweet wine, make sure you check it out. Only if you're 21 and older though. I do not condone it underage drinking. So let's go on and get right into the video. So I'm not doing this video to bash anybody, so I'm definitely not gonna be doing no name dropping. I'm just gonna give him a name. I'm gonna name him. What am I name him? What am I name him? Bill. We're gonna name him Bill. So me and Bill, we met. We was in the same company. Like I was new to the unit. We was in the same company, same unit, battalion, all that stuff. So we worked together. I mean, we were friends. So we were friends, but then he ended up like getting out of the military. So he got out of the military and went back home to live with his mom. And I actually was still in the military, actually deployed. So during deployment, like he was there, like we would talk all the time. Like we were friends. Like he was going through it like with his baby mama, his ex. And I actually was just getting out of a relationship too. And we would just like comfort each other. We would just talk back and forth. Like we were just conversating. And then one day we decided, let's make it official. Like, why not? So I was like, okay. So we ended up making it official. Hold on. Why did I do that? I don't know. So off rip, we was arguing all the time, like breaking up every other day. Like my friends would be like, oh Lord, what happened now? Like it was like every day or every other day I was always telling her a story, like what happened, why this happened, like this and that. Like it was just toxic off rip. And like back then, like I was so younger and I really didn't know what toxic was. Like I just was lost in the sauce. So do my 9 months deployment, like I said, we was making up, breaking up, doing all that stuff. So then it was time for me to come back home. So I come back home, I ended up flying him out to see me when I got back. Yes, I flew him out to see me when I got back. So he was there at the airport, you know, to welcome me back and all this and the third. Like me and my friends were like, we all just went out, we had a good time, you know, was back in the States. So then I ended up taking leave and I went to go home. I haven't seen my family. It's been like over a year, some change since I seen them. Cause I actually seen them before I left. So, you know, going on like a year since I seen them. So, but first we stopped at his mom's house, you know, cause it's a long drive, like from Texas to the East Coast, it's a long drive. Texas is big. So we stopped at his mom's house first. So he had to get some clothes and stuff like that. I met his mom. Yeah, we spent a couple of days there and then we went to see my mom. So we went to DC to see my mom. So we stayed there with my mom and my brother. We met them, like we had a good time. Everything's cool. So then we went to my dad's house. My dad is in Jersey, so went to my dad's house. Like that whole night we was drinking, playing card games, like he was meeting my family and stuff like that. Then I think we had rolled, we went to go get one of my brother's friends. And you know, we're just like all of us just chilling around, chilling, playing cards, just having a good time. So he ended up drinking like the whole 5th bottle of Henny by himself. It's like one of those little personal bottles you can get. He ended up drinking that whole bottle. So that next morning, like he had I guess a bad hangover. So he didn't want to do nothing but lay in the bed all day. He was getting mad at me because I left him in the house. I'm just like, I'm not about to sit in the house with you. Like I came up here to see my family, so I'm going to spend time with my family. So like he was getting mad. He would text me, then he was just accusing me of trying to get with my my brother's friend. And I was just like, what? Like he was just making these false accusations. So we was kind of like arguing, doing all this and the third. So then it was time for me to go from visiting my family. So we went to New York because it was like right there. It was like, why not? We both never been to New York. Went to New York. We went out to eat, went to the mall. We didn't do too much because it was a day. And then we spent the night and came back and we drove back to his mom's house. So we only stayed with my house for a night. We packed up all his clothes because we was getting an apartment together when we got back to Texas. So he, packed up all his stuff, loaded it in my car, and then I had 2 duffel bags that I had sent from where I was deployed to my dad's house because I don't know, I just didn't want, I forgot why I did that, but I did that. So we had that too, and he gets mad because all his stuff doesn't fit. So we decided to leave my 2 duffel bags at his mom's house, and we had her mail it to me, which I should have left some of his clothes and carried my bag, like this was my car. So we did that. We drove long drive back to actually we met up with some friends because they were driving. So we met up with them, I think, in Alabama, because they were driving from Alabama back to Texas. So I was not very experienced driver. So I remember one time we were driving back, and it was my turn to drive. It was dark. First of all, I can't see at night. Like I just don't like to drive at night. I have like an eye condition and all this stuff. So it was dark, and it was like pouring down, raining like real hard. So I wasn't driving as fast as he wanted me to. He was like, "Why are you driving so slow? Like, blah blah blah, this person is driving, da da da." Like, he was just like yelling at me, and I'm just like, first of all, it's raining and it's nighttime. Like, I'm not about to speed. Like, what are you so rushed in a hurry to get back for? So we was talking right there about that. He was like, "Oh, you a selfish bee," and called me all types of names, and mad because he had to drive. He was like, "I'm tired. Like, you should be," like, just yelling at me, going off of me for like no reason. I'm just like, whatever. So we ended up making it back. So then we went to go like look at apartments. We was apartment hunting, and we actually found one. So he had like horrible credit, and he couldn't get an apartment in his name. So I applied, and I got approved for it in my name. And this was like my first apartment ever, and ever living like with a guy. So we got the apartment, we moved in. I want to say the first night we got into it about something dumb, and we had company over because, we had our friends over to see, a new place and all this and that third. And we actually got into it about something dumb the first night, and he was just threatening me like, "Oh, I could go stay with my baby mother, this and the third." I'm just like, then go, like, go. You know what I'm saying? I was saying that. I was like, go. That's what you want to do, go. Like, I'm about to hold you here if you don't want to be here. So his friend was calming him down, talking to him, and then I was talking to my homegirl and stuff like that. So yeah, after that happened, like, we was cool. And just on the Thursday, then like after a while, like, I was like, I need more help. Like, what you making is not enough. So I would give him suggestions, and I would be like, this person is her, that person is her. Like, I've never like said it in a disrespectful way, like, "Hey, you need a job." Like, I've never did it. I always said it like in a nice way, like, "Oh, Dick's is hiring," or "Foot Locker is hiring." So then one day he told me I made him feel less of a man saying he need a job. Like, what? Like, make that make sense. So so like finally he gets a job, but then he gets mad because they were taking out money because he owed child support. Mind you, y'all, he has 3 kids and a possible 4, but he don't know if the 4th one is because he was like, she never got like a paternity test or whatever. So he didn't know for sure. So he always just claimed 3. So like child support would come out, and like he would get mad, and I'm just like, why are you mad? Like, you had them kids, you gotta take care of them. So I want to say one morning, like, I woke up and like his phone was there, and like, yep, I sure did. And I was like, it was this person named Jay. So I'm like, I know mostly all his friends' name. Like, they got this stupid group chat and this and the third. So like I was saying, like, I knew all his friends. Like, they had this group chat, and I knew all his friends' names. So I'm just like, who is this? It gotta be either Jessica or Jasmine. So like, I go through the messages, and he just like lying to this girl. But anyway, that wasn't the point. The point is, like, why are you talking to her regardless? So he was just saying like, oh, like, he got his own place, and he going to school for this and the third, and calling her beautiful and all this. And I think I started doing some digging, and I found out her name was like Jasmine. I'm just like, and then I go and see, like, I go through like his Instagram DMs, like his Facebook Messenger, like he was DMing all these girls, telling these girls like, oh yeah, I could fly you out to Texas, I got my own apartment. And then he was supposed to be trying to have a baby with one of the girls and like all this stuff. And so like I leave, I go to PT, and I had texted him, and I was like telling him, you know, what I saw. And he was just pretty much trying to flip it around on me, trying to make it seem like I was crazy for playing these mind games, this and the third. And I fall into it, and I go back. So at this point, I'm just like I don't even trust you. Like, I'm saying to myself, like, I don't even trust this dude. Like, this whole time I'm thinking he would never do that, and he's out here cheating. Or I think it's cheating. Like, if you were texting other people, you ain't do nothing physically, but you still entertaining other females, to me, that is cheating. Because if I was doing it, all hell would break loose. I want to say our first, like, big argument. Let me see. I'm trying to see what happened. I want to say it was at night. I forgot exactly what it was we got into it about, but I know it was at nighttime. Like, we were drinking. Well, he drank more than I did. I had maybe like one beer or something like that, and like he was drunk. So I forgot exactly what happened for him to go off, but he just went off. So he started punching holes in the walls, like yelling at me, all types of stuff. So like I get into my car, so I think he was outside. Like, I think it was so weird because instead of him talking to me, like, he would text. So he started texting me, and he was like saying all kinds of stuff to me. So I was like, got my car keys, and I got in my car. And then he like banging on my window, was like calling me all types of names. And at this point I'm just like, move so I can go. Like, he was like banging, hit on my window. Like, I thought he was gonna break it at one point. So then I just like drive off, and I go and I sleep in a Target parking lot. But he was texting me the whole time. It was like, excuse me, he was like, if you come back, like, I'm gonna spit in your face, I'm gonna break your face. Like, he was sending me all these voice messages of what he was gonna do to me if I ever came back. And then he ended up breaking my computer in half. Like, he was like, yeah, if you don't come back, I'm gonna break this. I was just like, ignoring his messages. I was like, I'm not about to go back. Like, who wants to go back to somebody that said they're going to spit in your face and hit you and do all this stuff to you? So he sent me a picture of him like breaking my computer in half. It was a little small computer that I was using for school, and I actually ended up failing that class because I didn't have a computer to use to finish the coursework. So yeah, he broke that in half, like all types of stuff. So I stepped in my car, Target parking lot. So the next morning I ended up coming back, and he accused me of cheating. He accused me of going somewhere, sleeping with somebody, and all this bull crap. So we got into it again, arguing. So he threw like his game controller like at my head. He was throwing water bottles at me, shoes, like all types of stuff. Like, he was just throwing my clothes out, telling me like, you can leave. So at this point, so I go outside and I just sit up against the wall, and then I started crying, and he sat like right in front of me, and he was just saying like, you are a horrible person, nobody's ever gonna love you, pretty much just bringing me down, like saying all types of stuff to, you know, lower my self-esteem. So then he was like, come in the house now. So he starts to like, so he just grabbed me. So I ended up having a scratch on my neck. So my shirt was kind of torn. I had like, my pants were torn. So he grabbed me, started dragging me, like trying to drag me. He dragged me across the concrete, trying to drag me in the house. So I'm just like, no, like trying to fight him, getting him off. And then the neighbors actually saw, and they ended up calling the police. So I was still fighting my way, and I actually didn't get all the way inside the house. So I'm just sitting outside in the police came quick. So they came, he's like, you called the police? I was like, how? Like, my phone was in the house the whole time. Like, how am I sit here and call the police? And so after all that, like, he actually ended up going to jail because he already had a warrant prior to whatever. I guess he had a warrant from, he actually had another domestic violence abuse with his ex. So they took him to jail, whatever. And then, yeah, he ended up calling me. I guess, I don't know how jail works. He ended up calling me and was like, how you gonna leave me in here knowing I gotta go to school and this, that, and the third? Like, just cussing me out. And me being me, like, being a good person, have a good heart. So I ended up getting him out. I shouldn't have, but I ended up getting him out, and nothing really changed. Like, it was just little stuff that he was doing. So then, like, I know, like, he didn't have a job. Like, he was getting disability, but it wasn't much. And, you know, like I said, I was telling him this, that, and the third was, like, hiring. So then he ended up actually getting a job at Dick's Sporting Goods. So things were okay for a little bit, but he still was texting people, and then he would just like lie about it, make it seem like I was just crazy, like he would play these mind games. And then I would leave and I would go back to my, like, I still had like a barracks room, so I would leave and go back to my little barracks room. And he was like, man, if you leave me, like, I'm gonna kill myself, like, just saying all types of stuff so I could come back, like, just playing these little mind games with me. And I always used to think, like, dang, like, what if he really do kill himself? Like, that's gonna be on me. Like, I was just like, so I would go back, like, I would probably stay away for like 3 days, let things calm down, and then I would go back. I think the longest I stayed away was like 2 weeks. And he was like, yeah, like, I'm gonna change, like, I'm gonna stop texting those girls, like, I'm gonna be the man for you, like, instead of the third. Then when I get back, it would be the same thing, like, so like after a while, like, I just got tired of it. So it was just one chick that he was texting. So I ended up actually like texting her, like, you know, coming to her as a woman, looking all dumb because I shouldn't have done that. But I was young, ain't no better. So, you know, pretty much she was just cussing me out, and she was like, oh yeah, when he come home, I'ma F him, and this and the third. So at this point, I'm feeling dumb, because she was just like, how you gonna come to me, like, what, and the dude you with not even claiming you? And I'm just like, that makes so much sense. So at this point, like, I did, like, after I left, and like, cause I would have some stuff like at the house, some stuff in my bedroom. So then I didn't come home, and I used to just dread coming home. Like, I used to hate coming home. Like, if I got off early, I would go to the mall, window shop. I would do something other than be home, because I used to just hate coming home. Like, I used to just hate it. Like, it was just so toxic and so draining. Like, I could not stand being home. So something else happened, and I had left. So he was trying to do this little thing, crying, telling me he's gonna kill himself, like, all this and the third. And I was actually gone for a good minute, and he was like, dang. So he was guilt tripping me. He was like, oh, so you gonna do that? You gonna leave right before my birthday? He's like, everybody always leave me on my birthday, nobody ever give me nothing, I'm always alone. So then I started feeling sorry, and I ended up going back. So things was good for maybe a week or two, and then it was just back to the same stuff. So it was just like a cycle going over and over and over and over again. So then I want to say, so his birthday is like in September. So like after his birthday, he did something else, and I never remember where I left again. And this time, like, I was gone for good. Next thing you know, it's Christmas time. So he was like, yeah, so I want to go back home. Like, my car not working. Can I borrow your car? I was like, no. Like, what am I going to drive? Like, no, you're not about to borrow my car to go back home. So he ended up talking to me to actually going back home with him. Because him and his friends were throwing this 90s party. And I'm just like, y'all are too old to be doing this. And I was just like, all right. I gotta go. And we was planning, like, we was all, you know, we're gonna go to the 90s party and stuff like that. And what happened? So I get to his parents' house and he started acting crazy. Then he was like, you're not coming to the party. So I'm like, what do you want me to do? Sit in your mom's house while you go to the party? And mind you, all the little females that he was texting that was back home, like, was going to be at that party. Like, his ex, like, a bunch of people was going to be at that party that he was talking to. So I'm just like, why you don't want me at that party? Like, how you going to bring me all the way out here to leave me in your mom's house while you go to a party? Like, no. Like, and then I was like, I don't trust you. So he ended up going to the party, and like after that, I was just like, you know what, like to myself, like my mind had left the relationship before I physically did. So like after that, I was texting my friend. She was like, just come to me, like we can actually go and we can drive back and you leave him here. That's what I should have did, but I was just like, nah, like I was feeling bad. So I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. So we ended up driving back. So this time, this is New Year. New Year's come, like we spent New Year's together, and then that next day, I don't know what it was he got into it about. I started packing my stuff. So he was like, you leaving? You leaving? I was just like, no, like get out my face, whatever. So we got into a heated argument, and he just grabbed me up by my collar and my jacket. And right then and there, I was like, because I had told myself, I was like, New Year, I'm not dealing with this. Like, I'm not about to be with somebody who do this to me. So after he did that, I waited till he got in the shower. Yup, I sure did. Wait till he got in the shower. I packed up my clothes. I didn't have much. Like, most of my stuff was already packed because I had, like I said, I was just going back and forth, back and forth. So I packed up most of that stuff. I had started going out to, like, as soon as he got in the shower, like, I knew he was in the shower. Like, you can know when somebody's in the shower, like, when you hear the rag ring and you hear, like, hit the bottom of the tub. So I was like, okay, he's in the shower. So I grabbed all my stuff. I hurry up, take it all to the car, make sure I had everything. I left all my dishes, like, everything I just left behind. And I left, the main thing I left was my TV. I should have took it, but I left my TV. So I got all my stuff and I went to my friend's house. And, you know, me and her talked about it, and she was just like, yeah, you can sleep here, and then and you go I had to, it's not like I could take off work, I had to be at work. So actually after he got out of the shower, he started to text me and was like, yeah, you a little punk, how you gonna leave when I get in the shower, like you a dumb bee, like just cussing me out, call me all types of names. And I was just like, I just didn't reply. I was just like, I don't have time for it. I didn't reply. And like I was actually being strong, standing my ground. So like he just thought I was gonna come back. I was actually done this time. So week go by, I didn't really hear from him. Then he started texting me again, like, you know, cussing me out, like, yeah, you stupid, I was only with you, I was using you, just trying to say little things like to hurt me. But I wasn't going for it. Like, I was staying strong. So like when I had left, like I was just focusing on school. I had got back in school. I had got me a new little cheap laptop. So I got back into school. I started hitting the gym. And like that was my little two main things. And like he would, like, I did block him, but he would make fake numbers to text me. He would try to hit me up on social media. Like I had blocked him like on everything, but he would make all these fake numbers. So then, like, after like a couple months, I started to go out again with like my friends, and he would be like, oh yeah, I'm about to come down there, I know where you at, I'm about to come down there and shut down this whole place. Like, I'm just like, dude, like, we're not even together, like, why are you acting like this? So I would just block that number. And I feel like he just thought I was playing. Like, he thought I was gonna be gone for a couple weeks, a month, and come back. Like, no, like I was gone. Then he was just like, how you not even gone? He's like, you gonna leave me in this house with no food? I'm just like, you're a man, like, figure it out. Figure it out. That's not my problem. Like, you had something good and look what happened. You messed up. So figure it out. So then one time he was just like, he was like, I just want to ask you this one thing. Can you please take me so I can go sell my game so I can get food in this house? And I was like, part of me was telling me don't do it. And the other good part of me was telling me to do it. So I ended up doing it. So I ended up go getting him. And I'm taking him to the little place. Like this whole time, like he was just talking crap in the back seat, talking crap. So we get to the little place. He go in there, sell his game. He get in the car. So I was like, I gotta be back at work. So like, do you want me to take you to wherever, just Walmart so you can get food or not? He was like, no, just take me home. So we're on the highway. I'm driving him back to his house, my apartment. So I'm driving him back, and he was like, let me see your phone. And I'm just like, no. Like, what do you need to see my phone for? We're not together. He was like, you've never told me no. I was like, yeah, when we were in a relationship, like, you can see my phone all you want, but we're not in a relationship. What do you need to see my phone for? So he gets mad, started going off. He was like, pull over, let me out. Pull over. Like, and I'm just like, no. Like, we was literally almost to the exit where I had to get off. So he was like, let me see your phone. I'm just like, no. So then he started to, like, I wouldn't pull over because I'm just like, dude, we're almost there. Like, why are you acting like this? So he started to pull on the steering wheel, I'm swerving. I'm just like, you know what, at this point, I just pull over because I'm just like, you're not about to sit here and kill me. Like, no. So I pull over, he gets out the car and started walking. So I sit there for about 2 minutes. He's still walking down the little thing. So I was like, you know what? I got back on the highway and I just sped off. I left. Yep, left him right there because at the end of the day, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm being nice to even come over here to take you to get you so you can have some cash, you can get food, and this is how you repay me? Like, no. So and then after that, like, I was done with him. Like, I have never dealt with him before. Like, he would hit me up still. Like, I would reply sometimes, but then after a while, like, I just stopped. Like, and I just like this is toxic. Like, no, like, nobody is worth my peace of mind. Like no. So I ended up, so he knew like where I lived and stuff like that. So one time he come up there, he's like knocking on my window, banging on my door, all this stuff. And I'm just like, I didn't answer, but I'm just like, what is he doing? So I ended up going to get a restraining order on him. So I had a friend come with me so I can go get a restraining order on him. They served him the papers. He didn't show up, so they granted it, and it was a good 2 years where he didn't have to have any contact, and if he did and I was allowed, you know, of course he was gonna go to jail. So because he was just being crazy. Like, he would come knock on my door window, like, I know you ain't sleep, I know you got somebody in there. Like, then he ended up leaving a 10-page letter on my car. Like, it was just a lot. I feel like that relationship was just so toxic. Like, I went through a lot with him. I left out a lot of details just because it would just make this video super long, and I didn't want that because it would just been a long video. I just wanted to really sum it up. But if anybody, like, you know, or if you are going through anything domestic violence wise, just know, get a plan. Talk to somebody, get a plan, and eventually leave. Because I know it's not that easy to leave. Like, a lot of my friends were like, just leave. I'm just like, I just can't up and leave. Like, I had to wait till he get into the shower. Because if I would have left, like, right in front of his face, like, he probably would have killed me. To be honest, like, he probably would have started hitting me, doing all this stuff, and he probably would have eventually ended up, I don't know. I don't really want to think about it. So it's not that easy to just get up and leave. A lot of people always be like, I don't know how women stay in a relationship, because at the end of the day, if you've never been in that situation, you just don't know. Like, it's not that easy to just up and leave. Especially, like, I had, like, all the apartment, all that stuff is, like, in my name. So my biggest thing was worrying about the, my credit being messed up. But at that point, like, when I left January, even though the lease wasn't up in April, I left him the apartment, even though I could have kicked him out. But like I said, like, I'm just a good person. Like, I don't want to see nobody out on the street. I didn't do that. I was like, you know what? You can stay here. I'm just going to leave. And I went back to my bedroom. And yeah, like, that relationship was just, like, crazy. So, ladies, please, and men, because, I mean, I know ladies aren't the only ones that be in abusive relationship. Men also, if you find yourself in that situation, just get out of it the best way you can. Just be safe. Always protect yourself the best way you can. But I ain't gonna keep rambling on. I just wanted to get on here, share my story. Maybe I can just help somebody who's, you know, been in the same predicament as me. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also comment down below any video ideas you wanted me to do next, any challenges or any. I have a lot of story time, so I'll be coming back with another story time. I don't know what I'm gonna be talking about, but I'll figure it out. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.